Well, the sun's out. It's one of those lovely crisp winter's afternoons in Norfolk as we head towards Christmas. The last home game for Norwich City supporters before Christmas. The next time they play here will be Boxing Day, and that really hectic spell over the festive period. Can they set themselves up for that busy spell with a good home result? Well, they'll have to do it without Josh Sargent today. We've been talking about that. Jovan Makama plays up front. The rest of the team, Kovacevic in goal, Fisher, McConville, Darling and Crescenny at the back. Darling back from suspension. Crescenny starting a game for the first time since September because of injury. Matson and McLean in midfield. Forson and Schwartau in the wide positions. And Jacob Wright is getting a go under Philip Clement. He's playing in the number 10 position behind Jovan Makama in attack. On the bench, Grimshaw, Medic, Jurasek, Marcondes, Slimani, Kviskoren. Cordoba is involved in a Norwich City squad for the first time since October. Springett and Mundell-Smith also on the bench. Southampton, 6 wins in 7 games since they changed their manager. The highly rated Will Still lasted about a week less than Liam Manning did. He lost his job. Tonda Eckert took over, his assistant, and he's been a revelation. 6 wins in 7 matches. They've gone from being one of Norwich's direct rivals in the relegation battle to the verge of the playoff places. They've got Bazzuno in goal, a back three of Harwood Bellis, Wood and Stevens. Ryan Fraser and Ryan Manning will be the wing-backs, with Flynn Downs in the centre of midfield alongside Kasper Janda. They've got a couple of really good number 10s in Finn Azaz, who's already scored at Carrow Road this season for Middlesbrough before joining Southampton. Watch out for Leo Cienza as well, the Brazilian, who's been excellent in recent weeks. And Adam Armstrong up front with 11 goals already this season. This is a Josh Sargent or not. This is a difficult one for Norwich City today, isn't it, Rob Newman, as we get underway?
Yeah, most definitely, like you said, Phil, Chris. Southampton won 6 out of 7. This is going to be a real tough game for Norwich today. But if they can get something from this game, I think it will be good in the period coming up to Christmas.
Well, Norwich will defend the Barclay end in the first half. Southampton in their red and white stripes, with the black shorts and the white socks, have the ball, and they're playing it inside their own penalty area. Back to the goalkeeper Bazzuno, who's being closed down by the Norwich front 5, who've gone hunting as a pack here, but Southampton have managed to play their way up the field. And here's Azaz bringing it up towards the halfway line, and we might see the in-form Southampton already on the attack inside the opening minute. Fraser on the right-hand side gives it to Azaz. Now an opportunity here for Cienza, who's been caught already not far away from the edge of the Norwich penalty area by Jacob Wright, and that's a free kick for Southampton. He's 27 years old, Leo Cienza, quite a discovery. He was playing 5th division football in Sweden, ended up with Heidenheim in Germany, scored the goal in the playoff that kept him in the Bundesliga last season, moved to Southampton at the end of the transfer window. He's been a revelation, Cienza, for Southampton. 27 years old, so he's one of those players, Rob, where he'd almost been written off as a 21, 22-year-old, but he's having a great time.
Absolutely, and he's still away from his peak as well. They say 28, 29 is your peak years, so he's still got that to come as well. But as you say, he's been a revelation since he's come in. 7 million he cost in the summer, but listen, he's delivering, and that's all you ask for of a player. And
he's got a chance with a free kick here. Manning standing over it as well. This is a really good opportunity for Southampton inside the 2nd minute at the Barclay end. It's no more than about 23 yards out, and it's just to the right of the D. Norwich have brought everyone back to defend it. There's a concerned hush inside the ground. Cienza takes the free kick. Oh, he's hit the bar. The rebound might be headed in. No, there wasn't enough on it, and Kovacevic has recovered and saved it. But Flynn Downs, the former Ipswich player, should really have headed that in. He didn't get enough on it. Kovacevic was stranded and was able to pick himself up and make the save. But what a terrific free kick from Cienza, who we've been told about. We've been told to look out for him, and in the 2nd minute, he's won a free kick on the edge of the penalty area and then very nearly put it in the top corner. Rob,
I think like the first 2 minutes just summed up what Southampton are all about. They were happy to play it in their penalty area, and then they got it out. They put it up to the striker in a counter attack, got a free kick on the edge of Norwich's box and hit the bar. And as you said, Flynn Downs should have scored the header. There was no pace. It bounced quite high. So he couldn't get much power, but listen, he should be looking at that and scoring all day long. But it was a let-off from Norwich, and like you say, this first 2 minutes has said, listen, this Southampton at the moment are a good team.
Yeah, the alarm there actually was as the ball came back off the crossbar. Flynn Downs was completely by himself. Norwich were really slow to react, and Downs, in the end, it was almost a header back to the goalkeeper.
Absolutely.
Because when it arrived with Downs, the keeper was on the floor, Kovacevic, but the header was so tame, he was able to pick himself up and take the catch quite comfortably. But if Norwich didn't know they were in for a tough afternoon, it's only taken a couple of minutes for them to realise it. Norwich 0, Southampton 0, but already a warning for the Canaries. Misplaced pass, though, by Cienza this time, and Norwich have got it with Schwartau in the centre circle, looking after possession well there. The 15th game in a row that Oscar Schwartau has started for Norwich City. Opportunity for Norwich to bring it out of the back here with McConville. Goes back to his goalkeeper, Kovacevic. And here's Harry Darling, who had to watch. He joined us on our programme on Tuesday night before kick-off to talk about what it was like going with the team, supporting the squad at Bramall Lane. But itching to get back out there. It's the only league game he's not started for Norwich this season. And picked up the 5 bookings, but he's on the pitch today. Is Harry Darling, and he's got it now. And he lays it off to Kenny McLean, who is back fit and available after missing the second half of that game on Tuesday. And he floats it forward. Crescenni's gone really high up the pitch here, the Norwich left back. Doesn't get there, but Jacob Wright does. Lovely first touch to nick it away from Downs. He's got it halfway inside the Southampton half. Matsunen gives it to Forson, who hits one, but there's no power on that. And Bazzuno makes the save.
Yeah, no, good play. And I think what Jacob Wright gives you in technical quality further up the pitch could benefit Norwich in today's game.
Now Southampton sense an opportunity to attack, with Norwich having committed players forwards. It's a really good run inside, and they found Azaz on the edge of the penalty area. Schwartau trying to dig out the challenge. Armstrong wriggling free, goes down rather dramatically as Pelle Mattsson goes to win the ball, and the referee immediately waves away the penalty appeals, and Mattsson clears his lines. Well, neither side is sitting back here, are they? Whenever they get it, they're taking it to the opposition. It's been a really fast start. Nearly 5 minutes gone. Norwich 0, Southampton 0. We've seen tame efforts from both sides. We've seen Cienza hit the bar, then the tame header from Downs for the rebound, and then that one from Forson that was well saved. And then I don't think there was any question of Armstrong getting a penalty there off Pelle Mattsson, was there?
No, Mattsson come across him, and I think Armstrong uses experience then just to lean into Mattsson, and we're just seeing it on the monitor now. No, not really. I mean, there was a coming together, but nothing to warrant a penalty in my opinion. But I think what Southampton do, they play the ball at the back, but they can counter really quick as well, so they are going to be a threat. And
they've got Armstrong in again here to the left of goal in the penalty area, plays it across, Darling cuts it out and behind it goes. But Southampton, they won a corner here, they look full of confidence. They're taking the game to Norwich at every opportunity. Don't think Armstrong helped himself with the way he went down, because if there was contact, it was sort of shoulder level, wasn't it? And then he went down as if his legs had given way.
Yeah, so I think he's looking at, like I say, experience comes into it then. I mean, if he got the contact off of Mattsson, he'd go down. Hopefully the ref would give it. But like I say, in our opinion, I think that was the right decision.
Yeah, and not too many complaints from Southampton either. They've got a corner now, though, Southampton. They're giving this Norwich defence a real working over in the early part of the game. Cienza's gone over to take it. Raises his hand, curls the corner right in under the crossbar. Norwich have reacted first, but it's still loose in the box. There's going to be an opportunity here for Finn Azaz, but it's blocked. Still in the penalty area, and the shot eventually goes wide. Wood it was in the end who got the shot in, but that was absolute chaos in the Norwich penalty area, and a point I haven't had a chance to make yet, Rob. I think one of the reasons why they'll miss Josh Sargent is exactly that. He's so good at being first to corners, and in fact that's how he picked up the knock to the head, was clearing a set piece, being in his own penalty area, and no one dealt with that, did they?
Yeah, no, that is a worry. There's a lot of Norwich players in there, and all you need someone just to take command of the situation and win that first header of the ball coming in. If you don't do that, it causes you problems.
Norwich's record in terms of conceding goals from set pieces is actually pretty good this season. They've only let in 4. There's only 3 teams in the division who've done better than that, but this is the first time they've started a league game without Josh Sargent, and lost count of the number of headers that he's won in his own box this season. And Southampton very nearly capitalised there. They've given Norwich plenty of questions inside the opening part of this game. We've only been playing for just under 7 minutes, and Southampton have had a couple of really good chances already, and they've hit the bar. You can see why they've won 6 of the last 7 games. But remember, they were Premier League last season. They were expected to be among the promotion contenders, and they started really poorly. That cost Will Still his job. But Tonda Eckert, who not many people would have thought of as a championship manager at the start of the season, is doing a terrific job. Here's Mattsson for Norwich City, though. Along the ground to Ben Crescenni on the left-hand side, starting a game for Norwich for the first time since September. Mattsson has been impressive in recent games. Knocks it back here to Rory McConville. The big defender has worked it out to the right wing, and Kellen Fisher. Fisher cuts inside against Cienza, has support there from McLean. He'll glide past a couple of challenges, hits cross, Makama's not far away on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Southampton have had to put it behind for a corner. I think that's another thing about having Pelle Mattsson as the holding midfielder. Kenny McLean's got so much more licence to do that, carry the ball forward. Yeah, and he does really well. He drives into the space 10 yards, leaves the Southampton player for dead, puts a great cross in, and maybe a bit inexperienced from Makama there. You know what I mean, like he was sort of like caught on his heels.
I mean, a good striker maybe on the front foot there, just gets in front of the striker. A touch would have been good enough to put it in the back of the net, but good play from Norwich.
He was being tightly marked as McCarmer, and now Norwich have a corner. Their first of the game, left-hand side. It'll be the right foot of Jacob Wright. There's a crowd of players towards the far post here, so where's this one going? Well, they all make a run towards the near post. McLean tries to help it on. It's cleared. Maatsen heads it back forward again. I think McLean is going to keep this ball in play, and he's offside. As soon as he does, you could see that the assistant referee over the far side, you could almost see that hand twitching as soon as McLean made a run towards it. It's a lively start, this, isn't it?
Yes, no, absolutely. It's, for the neutral, it's a really good game. Like I say, both sides looking to play, both sides creating chances as well, so we could be in for a good game today, Chris.
Could be. Just a bit of a reality check, though. We're talking about Southampton having won, as the ball goes back to their goalkeeper, Bazunu, taking a chance, but he clears it upfield. Header from Maatsen is going to fall to Forson, who nods it towards the Southampton penalty area, and it's cleared. He had a bit more time there, actually, Forson. He had loads of space. Could probably have waited and brought it down. Fisher puts it in the stands. We try and build up this with Norwich being at home, and they need the points, but the bare facts, Rob, Southampton have won 6 of their last 7. Norwich have won 1 of their last 16. It's so different.
You've got to be cute today. You cannot play open, expansive football all the time against a team like Southampton because, as you said, Chris, they are not long out of the Premier League and they've still got these players in this team. So there are some good players on that pitch. So Norwich have to be a bit clever when it comes to mounting attacks and not to leave spaces in defensive areas.
Yeah, Norwich have been so successful in this division over the years. Fans never like to talk about Norwich being underdogs in a championship game at Carrow Road, but just look at the recent form of these two teams and you can see why they are today, and that's good football from Southampton. Fraser's in behind the Norwich defence. Kovacevic has come for it and cleared it, but only as far as Finn Azaz, who might try and chip in from distance, and he's got too much on it and it sails over the bar and into the Barclay. And I think that is going to happen to Kovacevic at some point this season, but not then. And actually, he did the right thing, the goalkeeper. He had to come out.
Had to come out. Fraser was bearing down him as well, and Aziz tried to put the ball in from just inside his own half and whatever like. And again, good build-up play from Southampton, playing it about the back into Armstrong, little good link-up play and whatever like. And Fraser, who's got really good pace, making himself a problem beyond the Norwich defence.
Only 1 goal this season, Ryan Fraser. That was on this ground in the League Cup when Southampton won comfortably by 3-0 back in August. So they're looking for their second win at Carrow Road this season, as are Norwich. Now it's the other goalkeeper, Bazunu, who's up almost on the halfway line. Republic of Ireland international. No pressure on him though. Short pass. And now one of his 3 centre-backs, Wood, has possession. Finds Harwood Bellis, another one of the back 3. Schwartau goes to close him down, but the Southampton defenders comfortable in possession. I saw that high defensive line that Norwich have got breached there by Fraser, and it needed the goalkeeper with a smart starting position. Now it's been touched past Fisher, who manages to get a flick on it, and as it goes, Southampton throw in over on the far side, the left. Philippe Clement now becoming a familiar figure on the touchline for Norwich City, dressed all in black. He's got a black baseball cap on as well, and he knows that his side are going to have to lift their levels even more than they have done in recent games to get anything from this today, with Southampton being in such terrific form. They're among the top scorers in the division, Southampton. They've got 34 goals this season. That's the same as Ipswich, and Coventry, the only team who've got more, and they're way ahead on 51. But Armstrong up front has already got 11. Finn Azaz, Leo Cienza, we've seen their quality already. As McLean just about gets away with a scuffed clearance, but Jacob Wright has been easily dispossessed inside his own half. That could spell problems for Norwich City. Fraser plays the ball back to Harwood Bellis on halfway. Goes towards Stevens, very experienced centre-back, been with Southampton since 2011 as Jack Stevens. Now they switch it towards Fraser on the right-hand side. Quickly played by Fraser up towards Armstrong. One touch to Finn Azaz, who's on the attack now on the right wing for Southampton. Curling cross deep into the penalty area. Cienza was arriving. He's managed to head it to Manning, who curls the ball deep and beyond everybody and behind for a goal kick. There's no shortage of confidence about Southampton, is there?
No, they're playing very assured football. Great confidence at the back. Happy to have the 2 suck Norwich onto them and whatnot, and they're playing the ball up through Flynn Downs and then into Armstrong's feet, whose link-up play, balls out to Fraser and Manning on either wings. Listen, this is going to be a good test for us, but at the moment they're hanging in there.
Hanging in there at the moment. Southampton are having the better of it. 0-0. They've already hit the woodwork with that Cienza free kick that Downs headed the rebound straight at the goalkeeper. Now Forson's lost it. That's a couple of times that Norwich players have been dispossessed inside their own half. Fisher with a good challenge. They look after the ball well. One of the problems Norwich have got, actually, is this being a home game. Southampton are on top at the moment. You might need Norwich to sit in a bit, but that's a difficult thing to do at a ground where the fans
I know
want
what
you
you're
to.
saying. And after the win against QPR, got the monkey off the back and whatever, probably fans are expecting them to go out and attack teams, but this is no ordinary championship team in my opinion. Southampton are one of the better. Yeah, they had a poor start, but the form over the last couple of months has been up there with the best in the championship.
Stevens into the feet of Cienza, who plays it quickly to Manning on the left-hand side. Now it's back with Yanda on halfway. And Norwich haven't really had any decent possession of the ball for quite a while now. They've just been watching Southampton play it around, and when they have got it, they've lost possession. But this time it's a misplaced pass by Yanda, and Norwich do get a throw in. And look at Philippe Clement. He's pushing his hands forward. He's clapping his hands together now. He just wants a little bit more energy from his side. As McLean has possession in the centre circle. Goes for a curling ball over the top that Makama will set off after. And he may keep it in as well. He's done really well to keep it in. And he's won a throw-in for his team as well. That's a Josh Sargent would have been proud of that.
Absolutely. And I think what Norwich have to do with Makama's pace and power, you've got the likes of Kenny McLean and Maatsen. If they can see it in their space beyond the Southampton back three, and Makama's got the pace to beat all three of those defenders, in my opinion, and that needs to happen, I think, because that could be a good threat for Norwich on the counter.
Worth remembering that Norwich will replace Sargent today with Makama, who's looked promising, but he's only 21, and this is only his 7th start in the Championship. Forson battling, but can't keep the move going. Southampton have given it away to Cresceni, who tries to pass into the penalty area quickly, spotted the danger there, and it's been cleared away. Maatsen pivots inside the Southampton half, right with a lovely layoff to Amankwa Forson, who's trying to work some room on the edge of the penalty area for Norwich City. There isn't a lot of space there, and in the end he works it short to Cresceni, wide to Schwartau on the left hand side, level with the penalty area, comes back a little bit now to find Pelle Maatsen. Norwich enjoying a bit of a spell of pressure here for the first time in a while, but can they open Southampton up? McConville to McLean. Over towards the right-hand side. High ball from McLean into the penalty area and then back out of the box by the time Schwartau catches up with it. Does well to bring it under control and just about hold it in play and win a throw in. We've seen Southampton attack dangerously, but they're actually really well set there defensively.
They are well set. Armstrong's coming right back. They're very compact in there. But Norwich have to be patient. They have to take some time on the ball, get some passes in there and build up the confidence.
McConville wide right to Fisher, who whips the ball in early. It's headed away. McLean keeps the attack going, heads the ball to Fisher, who heads it down to Forson on the edge of the area, onto Jacob Wright. So a real battle there, no room. Southampton have slashed the ball away, but it's fallen for Cresceni, who drives one in from distance, high over the bar. Never really threatening, but the crowd enjoying the intent there from Norwich City to just keep putting the ball towards that Southampton penalty area.
Yeah, it's positive. I think what you need to do, crossing from Fisher, you've got Makama in there against 3 defenders, I think. And it's probably a bit alien to Jacob Wright about making runs into the box, but he has to, in that position, he has to be the one to support Makama when balls come into the box.
And now McLean has stolen it off Finazaz and found Schwartau on the left-hand side, but a short pass to Jacob Wright that didn't quite come off. McLean chasing and pushing and hustling and bustling, and Norwich are giving this a good go now. They've won possession again inside the Southampton half. Pelle Maatsen has the ball at his feet. Cresceni outside him on the left-hand side. In front of him is Oscar Schwartau, who's cutting in. Jacob Wright's taken an intelligent position here, 25 yards from goal. Behind him is McConville. Every Norwich player involved in this attack. Fisher now has it on the right-hand side. To Wright in the middle. Now Maatsen quickly towards the penalty area, but too quick, too much on it, and through to the goalkeeper. And again, good possession from Norwich, moving the ball well, but Southampton so well set, so many players
they're
back.
Compact, so Norwich have to be patient, not to force the issue. If they keep moving the ball quickly, opportunities will offer themselves.
And they've gone short from the goalkeeper, Southampton. They've played it all the way towards their right-back position, then they played it up the field. Layoff from Armstrong is collected by McLean, and here come Norwich again. Maatsen well forward. He's got Cresceni outside him on the left in the Carrow Road sunshine here. On a crisp winter's afternoon, 0-0 between Southampton and Norwich City in the Championship. McLean finds Schwartau in a good position. He's gone past one challenge. It's broken for Forson, who launches a shot high over the bar. That was similar to the goal that he did get against QPR. Ran to him nicely on the edge of the penalty area. That time, though, he put his foot through it and it curled way over the bar. But just the last couple of minutes,
yes,
good pressure from Norwich, and they're doing really well at winning the ball back.
I think, and they are pushing as a unit to pressure Southampton in Southampton's defensive area, and that's what they need to do. Southampton will make mistakes, although they look really composed on the ball. If you put pressure on the players, they will give you the ball and opportunities offer themselves like they did them, but you have to hit the target.
Interesting that goal kick, Bazunu just played it as far up the pitch as he could. Norwich forced a bit of a change there because all the goal kicks so far had been short, but now Fisher's given it away and Cienza has a chance to break away on the left for Southampton. He's level with the Norwich penalty area, plays the ball across, Maatsen is there to clear it away, and it's a throw-in for Southampton on the far side. Really open game this so far, 0-0.
I think what that shows as well, Southampton can kick it long. They're not going to win no headers, but I think they push high up the pitch and hopefully get the second ball and prove themselves a real danger. But good defender from Maatsen there.
Going to see Ryan Manning, the left wing back, take this throw in, level with the Norwich penalty area. Got a couple of players in the penalty area, tries to dart it towards Armstrong, but McLean was wise to it and got to it. And now Maatsen brings it away for Norwich City, works the angle to find Jacob Wright in a really good position here, and with the outside of his foot, it's a good pass. He's released Makama on the right wing, up by himself at the moment, waiting for support to arrive, and when it does, it's Jacob Wright whose shot is deflected wide. Superb play there from Norwich City, who they've got a corner. They were boxed in by their own corner flag in the right back position, moved up the pitch well. A couple of lovely touches from Jacob Wright.
Yeah, no, I think that's what Jacob Wright brings to the team there. He received the ball in space in Southampton's half, and Makama made a good run beyond the Southampton. Fantastic ball the outside of his foot from Jacob Wright, and I think that's what he gives you. He gives you the ability to play killer balls in behind the Southampton defence, and followed his pass to get receive the ball on the edge of the box, but unfortunate not to get a shot on target.
But he is going to take this corner for Norwich City, 0-0 in the 20th minute. From the left-hand side, plays the corner in, it's punched away by the goalkeeper, might land for Forson on the edge of the box, now nicked away by Cienza, but here's Maatsen for Norwich City, back to Fisher, and he's gone all the way back to his goalkeeper, Kovacevic, who will return it high. There's a whole host of Norwich players offside, but Crescenti wasn't one of them, so he can challenge for it. Hasn't won it though, and Southampton with Fraser should bring it away, but Wright again working really hard to force Fraser back, and now Southampton do play it up towards the halfway line, and here's Manning who has possession, knocks it into the Norwich half. Harry Darling is across and just sees it out for a throw-in. A lot of Norwich fans were confused as to why Jacob Wright wasn't starting when they were struggling earlier on in the season, and he's so far taking his opportunity in this game, although we should remember it's only the 14th league game he started in his entire career, so it's still a lot expected of a young player. But yeah, certainly impressive in that last move for Norwich City, the former Manchester City youngster who did look good. Certainly a promising player towards the end of last season for Norwich City when they struggled at the end of the Johannesov Torre.
He probably played more as a number 6 last season. I mean, and I think something's missing from this season is that ability, that number 10 position for Sargent making those runs and whatever like. And I think Jacob Wright has got that in his locker, technical ability. Now
McConville has planted one deep in the Southampton half. Makama causing a nuisance and causing a bit of panic at the back for Southampton. They have dealt with it. Fraser knocks it now to Harwood Bellis, but he's been tackled by Schwartau on the left-hand side. He darts into the penalty area, plays it across, comes off a defender and loops over the top. And it's a corner. Jack Stevens had to cut it out, and it could have gone anywhere, and he got enough on it to lift it over the top of his own bar. But I think Norwich fans are enjoying the endeavour here, the way they're winning the ball high up the field, not making life at all comfortable for Southampton.
Absolutely, and that is what Harwood Bellis is guilty of all through his career. Like, I mean, he gets a bit casual on the ball. He hasn't got the pace to carry it, but it was fantastic pressure from Schwartau, driving into the box, and Norwich have really done well, I think, in pressuring the Southampton back three.
They've got to grips with it, haven't they? Southampton started the game really well, but the last 10 minutes or so, Norwich have really worked out how to deal with it, and now they've got a corner, 0-0. The Canaries pushing, and it's going to be McLean who will swing the corner in towards the near post, but it was easily dealt with, and he raises a hand there of apology. McLean, it was an easy clearance from Wood, and now to play for a throw into Norwich City over on the far side, which McLean's taken quickly to Forson, comes back to Kenny McLean, better ball in from him this time, headed away though by Harwood Bellis, picked up by Armstrong, tries to spark a counter-attack, but he's been clattered by Pelle Maatsen, and it's a free kick. Taylor Harwood Bellis is like Jacob Wright, former Manchester City youngster. You know who his future father-in-law is, don't you?
I do, yeah. Roy Keane, isn't it?
Yeah, so
I think he's
not going to get away with dwelling on the ball for too long, is he?
No, but what he gives you a fantastic technical quality. Harwood Bellis has come through, obviously Man City, he's been here and done really well. There's a question mark why he hasn't played that much in the Premier League and whatever. I think maybe a lack of mobility does go against him, but on the ball technically, he's one of the better defenders in the Championship, that's for sure.
Does have an England cap and
an
England goal as well. Mistake by Stevens, who took the free kick and slipped over, and Norwich have got a chance to win it, but Forson having gone into the tackle, the ball breaks free and falls kindly for the visitors. And Fraser on the right-hand side, eventually playing it back to Harwood Bellis. And now here's Wood and Stevens, the Southampton 3 centre-backs, all getting a touch of the ball, and then going back to the goalkeeper Bazunu, who's closed down by Makama, but Bazunu is casual and turns.
Okay.
And as Makama slides in, the Southampton goalkeeper keeps the ball, but I think Makama really thought he was going to win the challenge.
No, I think that's okay. Norwich, like the offensive players in Norwich, are really putting them under pressure. And to see Makama going at pace like that, and if the keeper wants to do that all afternoon, you're going to get a chance. But listen, I think the manager has seen that first 5 minutes and said, listen, we need to put some pressure on this. And that's certainly what they've done in the last 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, Norwich become much better at just keeping Southampton in their own half and often winning the ball. Close to the Southampton penalty area as well. They've not been able to capitalise from it yet, but it's 0-0. Norwich have recovered from a start here which saw Southampton hit the bar from an early free kick and miss the rebound, and go close as well from a corner. It's back with Wood, the Southampton centre-back, who's standing in his own penalty area. Look at the position of the goalkeeper here. He's not even standing in front of his goal, is he? He's standing actually wide to the left of his goal.
He's one of the defenders now. That's the new age of football. Your goalkeeper is one of your defenders.
A pass had gone astray there. He's not standing in front of his goal. He's standing to the left of the post as he looks at it, Bazunu, the Irish international. He recovered from his own long-term injury, and now look at that. Downs played the ball back towards his goal, not realising where the goalkeeper was, and the keeper had to scamper across to get there and cut it out. And now Southampton attacking. There was a foul, but there's advantage, and it's been played on for Cienza, who storms into the penalty area and puts it wide for Southampton. Under pressure from Harry Darling. He's gone down. I think a penalty might have been given. A penalty has been given. Cienza went running through. Darling made a lunging challenge. Cienza has gone down as he took the shot on. He did get the shot away. It went wide, but the referee has caught up with the play and has awarded a penalty to Southampton.
That's thrown me that as Chris, because I was just about to praise Darling for some fantastic defending there, showing pace. I thought he got the tackle spot on.
Let's see, we've got the benefit of a replay. Cienza races into the box. Darling dives in.
Yeah, just a bit late.
He was late,
again, the shot had been
taken.
The shot had been taken, so it never really affected the shot.
But he did catch him. We've just seen it again. He was bearing down on Cienza, who did get the shot away, but was aware, no doubt, of the presence of Harry Darling. And that's a problem for Norwich City now, because they've conceded a penalty. No red card for Darling. I didn't see whether a yellow card came out. I think it might have done. But anyway, now Vladan Kovacevic has faced one penalty this season. That was against Portsmouth, and he saved it. And Norwich need him here. Just as Norwich had their best spell of the match, it's Southampton who win a penalty. Armstrong's going to take it. In front of the Barclay, you've got fans behind the goal waving their arms, doing their best to try and distract him. But he's an experienced operator. It's a penalty to Southampton. It's Kovacevic for Norwich City, and he saved it! 2 saves out of 2 from the penalty spot this season for Vladan Kovacevic. Threw himself to his left, tipped it round the post. That is a superb bit of goalkeeping, and it keeps it at 0-0. Big Vlad to the rescue for Norwich.
That's a fantastic save as well. Maybe the right height for a keeper, but it was going in the side net, and so it's a fantastic save.
Look at Philippe Clement. We've just seen a replay of his reaction, thumping his fist into the palm of his hand. It's been received like a goal, that.
Absolutely.
Listen to Carrow Road here. 0-0. Kovacevic with a superb penalty save. 2 out of 2 this season. Corner though to Southampton. It's been curled in towards the near post. It should be cleared by Norwich City, and is by Schwartau, but Southampton are going to try and put the pressure back on. It's bouncing in the Norwich half. It is now headed clear. Touch from Yanda. Looping ball forward from Southampton. Harry Darling jumps to win another header here. The ball's gone loose. Norwich need to respond to it, and they do with Pelle Madsen inside his own half. This game heating up nicely now after that penalty was awarded and then saved by Kovacevic. Southampton have the ball with Yanda on halfway. But this is where Norwich have got to be a bit careful, because actually they seemed in control of the game, and then a couple of quick passes from Southampton. Cienza was away, and he's got the ball again now. And he's gone down under the challenge of Fisher, and he's got another set piece, a free kick this time, Leo Cienza. But that's what I mean about the warning. Yeah. There wasn't really much danger for Norwich. A couple of quick passes, and Cienza was sprinting away, and that's where the penalty came
Absolutely.
from.
Yeah, I mean, they do look strong on the counter-attack, and as you say, it was evident there as well. But like you say, the penalty save's been received like a goal as well, and it had been unjust on Norwich if they had conceded it, because I thought for the last 10-15 minutes they've been getting into the game, high pressing and good pressing as well, and having some chances as well. But Southampton have to be sort of like Norwich have to be wary of Southampton's quality when they do get the ball as well. They cannot be gung-ho all the time as well. If they go as a unit. But when Southampton get the ball, they have to retreat as quickly. Now,
Vladan Kovacevic he's made a few errors in games. He has been criticised at times, but he's also made some terrific saves for Norwich this season. Now, what's happening here? We've got something's been thrown onto the pitch, I think. The referee, I thought, was going to go over to talk to the assistant, but actually he's just picked something up that has landed on the pitch towards the south stand side. Now, that's the area of the ground where we've got both Norwich fans and Southampton fans, but I think the Norwich fans are not happy with referee James Bell at the moment, because they haven't seen the replay that we've seen. They don't think Southampton should have had a penalty. Yeah. But having seen a replay, I can see why it was given.
I think it's dubious. I think there's been a couple in the Premiership for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I think Foden was in one where the shot's away, someone's got, and it wasn't given as a penalty. And then there was some. The shot was away. It never affected his shot.
No, but I suppose you've got to look, if it was in midfield and a player passed the ball and was then clattered, you'd expect a free kick to be given, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
I can see the argument.
Yes, no, absolutely.
But there's no doubt that Darling did foul at Cienza. It's just whether you take into account that he'd already had the shot.
It's one of them ones that we had the benefit of seeing on the telly. You mean, because like I say, I was just going to applaud Darling for making a great tackle from up here. It looks as though he made a great tackle.
What I will say is I can understand why the ref gave it from what he saw.
Yeah, definitely.
But now this free kick he's given, the Norwich fans aren't sure about, and Cienza is taking his time to deliver it. It's deep inside the Norwich half. It's 0-0. Cienza tries to catch Kovacevic out. It's blocked by the wall, but Fraser's managed to hook it into the box, and Armstrong swings the shot into the side netting. Still 0-0, but after Norwich had a good spell, it's now Southampton who are on top.
Yeah, it just goes to show how sharp Armstrong is in the box. The ball goes in there, comes to him. First touch, whipped around into the side netting. And no, listen, Norwich have done really well after the start when Southampton were really strong. Norwich came back into the game, and like you say, the penalty save has galvanised the fans with the players. So hopefully, Norwich can go on now.
Yeah, it was a really good bit of goalkeeping. And on the replay, you can see that it wasn't perhaps right into the corner of the goal, but you've got to guess right and you've got to get there as the goalkeeper, and he did. And he's faced 2 penalties this season, and he saved both of them, and that's crucial for Norwich City. Here's McLean up towards Maatsen in the centre circle. Norwich looking to use what's just happened to them perhaps as a bit of inspiration to try and take the game back to Southampton. McConville on halfway, wide to Kellen Fisher on the right. Here's McLean, the skipper, just inside the Southampton half, threads the pass through towards Svartau, just got it stuck under his feet momentarily, and that allows Southampton to steal the ball, and then Maatsen goes sliding into a challenge, as he has done in recent weeks. He's fouled Pinazaz, and it's a free kick to Southampton. Just those little things, isn't it? When Southampton are playing those one-touch passes in the final third, that the things are happening and they're finding their targets. For Norwich, it's almost an extra touch every time, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think so. I think they are just taking their time.
Free kick given again against Norwich here on halfway for a challenge by Harry Darling, and the fans don't like that either. Rob Newman.
It's a foul. And like I say, I think it's one of them things at the moment that referees having to give free kick to Southampton, and they are fouls, but the fans see it differently through rose-coloured spectacles sometimes, I think.
It's not just the fans. I don't think Harry Darling agreed either. He was absolutely furious with the assistant referee there. Svartau putting the challenges in. We're on the edge of the Southampton penalty area, but the Saints have managed to nick it up towards the halfway line, and Azaz has played it forward, and Kovacevic is outside his box to clear the ball into the stands. More good goalkeeping.
That's what you want to see from the goalkeeper as well. He's on his toes, he's on the edge of the box as well. Ball over the top as well. If the keeper's favourite to get it, come and do it and clear the danger.
Well, he's yet to keep a clean sheet at Carrow Road, Vladan Kovacevic. If he does it today, it will certainly be all his own work with that brilliant penalty save. Yeah, and a couple of times now Norwich have needed him to be smart to come out of his penalty area and sweep up. Southampton have come here absolutely flying. They've hit the woodwork, they've had a penalty saved, but Norwich have gone toe-to-toe with them for the most part. Now Fraser's taking a long time over a throw-in, does get the ball forward, it hits Maatsen and goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in to Southampton on the right-hand side. Fraser gets the ball back from the throw-in, charges forward on the right wing, taking on Cresceni. McLean comes across to help, he's got the cross in. Nobody in the centre though for Southampton, so Cienza has to chase it over to the left wing. He's caught up with it now. He's level with the penalty area. Cuts inside. McConville blocks the low cross. And now Southampton have another corner. And Leo Cienza, having won that penalty, is being booed every time he gets the ball by the Norwich fans.
In front of the stake pit, it's not too good to take a corner there. Yeah, they're going to.
Yeah, and now they're all over
ball's not in the
quadrant. The ball's in the quadrant. It's lively. It really is lively at Carrow Road. 12 minutes to half-time, 0-0. Southampton with a corner at the Barclay end, and that corner of the pitch that is bathed still in sunshine. Cienza whips it in towards the near post, and Norwich head wins it. It's going to be nodded back though. Looping header into the Norwich penalty area once more. Headed on, and the referee spotted a foul. And the ironic cheers will tell you that he's given the free kick to Norwich City. Oxford 0, Preston 1. That's good news for Norwich, because Oxford are one of the teams that they'll be looking to try and catch in this relegation battle. Norwich do go to Preston next Saturday, another game that's a 12:30 kick-off. But now it's all about this one. Great pass from Maatsen to Fisher, who storms forward for Norwich, but he can't find his man. Forster made a good break into the box. Southampton have cleared. Pelle Maatsen prevents any possible Southampton counter-attack. He's been given that destroyer role by Philip Clement, and he looks like he's relishing it.
Yeah, no, he's done really well there as well. And you can physically see the Southampton players don't really want to get involved in any physical contest. They're happy to play the nice technical passing game, but when Norwich actually put them under pressure and show some physical challenges and whatever, like Southampton are maybe jumping too high out of the tackles.
Which is interesting, because that's probably something we've said about Norwich in recent times, isn't it? If you're losing a physical battle against Norwich, then that is a bit of a concern perhaps for Southampton, as Armstrong's gone to ground again after the ball had gone away under the challenge of Harry Darling, who now finds Maatsen. Back to McConville, and here's Harry Darling again, deep inside his own half, just back from a ban, and gave away that penalty, from which Southampton saw Vladan Kovacevic in terrific form. The Norwich goalkeeper saving it. Forsen not strong enough there. Eased off the ball by Yanda for Southampton. Ball goes to the left-hand side, and it's Cienza in a pair of black gloves coming forwards. Has possession. Difficult to get it off him once he's in full flight. One of those players with excellent close control. And Southampton have moved it back towards their own halfway line now with Wood. And now it's going to be Harwood Bellis up towards Finn Azaz. Challenge from McLean, but the ball's broken to Flynn Downs from Ipswich midfielder. Gets the ball to Fraser, another player who had a short spell with Ipswich on loan earlier in his career. Good hustling from Norwich. They've not touched the ball, but they've forced Southampton back, and the Carrow Road crowd appreciating the effort here that their team's putting into this one. Jacob Wright now going in to close down a player, but Cienza has got the pass away to Yanda. There's a tangle off the ball involving Kellen Fisher. Referees allow play to continue with Southampton on the attack, and Yanda on the left wing. McLean covering it right back. Down goes Yanda. No free kick this time, it's a goal kick, but good play from Kenny McLean, because Fisher was not up the pitch, but he was on halfway, and he'd been involved in a tangle. He was out of the game, and Kenny McLean saw that and was there at right back when
that's
he was
what you
needed.
Expect from Kenny McLean. Shows his experience, recognises the danger, fills in the gap, and does really well. Makes the Southampton player pay out for a goal kick. But yeah, good play from Norwich. Good defensive play out of possession. I think they're doing really well out of possession now, putting pressure under Southampton when Southampton have got the ball.
Just saw Forsen eased off the ball a little bit though, didn't we? Norwich are going to be stronger in possession there. There's a foul by Armstrong on McConville. Norwich free kick.
And I think sometimes Norwich are guilty of playing too many passes in, like, defenders through the midfield. And when we look at Southampton's defenders, the amount of times they've played the ball into Armstrong in just inside Norwich's half, I think McCarmer has to do a bit more to make himself available for that longer pass into feet, so he can allow Norwich's players to get themselves up the pitch and try and link up play in Southampton's half.
Vladan Kovacevic gets ready with this free kick for Norwich from the edge of his own box. We'll swing it forward and just try to take the pressure off his goal for a bit as McCarmer helps it on. And Southampton head it back to their goalkeeper Bazunu. Been a while since we've really seen a proper Norwich attack, but maybe that's what we'll have to expect this afternoon, because as much as we like to see Norwich doing well at home, Southampton are in such good form at the moment. Brzeni forcing Fraser back here though, and the ball's gone back into the Southampton penalty area and back again to the Irish goalkeeper Gavin Bazunu. And now Stevens will bring it out of defence. He'll find Kasper Yanda in midfield, and then eventually it comes across towards Taylor Harwood Bellis. Takes a touch and gives it to Fraser, who immediately gives it back to Harwood Bellis. And Southampton have comfortable possession inside their own half. Don't forget Canary Call straight after this game, with Rob Newman and Rob Butler taking your calls. And really interesting to see what the emotion is, what the context is by the time this game gets to the end. How important is that Vladan Kovacevic penalty save going to be? 0-0 at the moment. We've got another 7 minutes or so to half-time. And Southampton still have it around their own penalty area with their 3 centre-backs almost playing their own game at the moment, waiting for Norwich to try and put themselves in a position that they can break. Yanda in the end goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Bazunu, who passes it to Nathan Wood. And he passes it in his own penalty area to Downs, who swings the ball to Fraser on the right-hand side. Norwich are pressing, which is kind of what Southampton want them to do, so they can then try and pick them off. But Norwich have done well. Darling wins the header on halfway when it does go forward. McLean slides it to Schwartau on the edge of the box. Lovely ball through, hit to McCarmer, who's put it over the top from the angle. Fell onto his left foot there. Didn't look quite as comfortable as if it had been on the other side, but it was good football from Norwich to open Southampton up.
Really good, and they were patient when Southampton must have had about 25-30 passes in their own half, and Norwich did the right thing. They pressed in the right manner. They didn't over with numbers and whatever. And when the ball had to be cleared, 3 passes got it through him. McCarmer should be more calm. I think there's a bit of calmness missing there from McCarmer and whatever. But good move from Norwich. Like I say, the patience was shown them out of possession. When they got it, 3 passes, they're in Southampton's box and at least hit the target there.
It's not got a bad record. 4 goals, McCarmer. I think at the start of the season wasn't really seen as a player who'd be starting every week, given that he'd come from League One. But he has been in recent times anyway, and he's got those 4 goals. Ball played forward here by Southampton over the head of Armstrong, and Harry Darling will just shepherd that one back to his goalkeeper, Vladan Kovacevic, who's got the sun in his eye, must have the sun in his eyes at the moment. Look how long his shadow is behind him there. Very unusual to see a goalkeeper putting a cap on these days, as he passes the ball out to Harry Darling. And it's goalless at Carrow Road. Kovacevic's penalty save, the big moment in this first half. Ball played towards the halfway line by Norwich. McLean helps it up towards Forson. We won't get there ahead of Manning. And McLean goes looking for it again, and the ball loops into the Southampton half. Harwood Bellis takes a touch. And Norwich managed to knock the ball forward there without ever really being in control of the situation, but Southampton are in control now. They're deep inside their own half with Fraser. And now he'll play it forward early. Harry Darling's well placed to deal with this. Heads it down towards Ben Crescenny. Crescenny's going back towards his own penalty area here. Nazaz putting him under pressure, and Crescenny's able to turn and then find Schwartau. Neat dummy from Schwartau. McCarmer knew what was going to happen there. Comes into it, and it's ended up with Norwich back in possession, deep inside their own half with Harry Darling back to the goalkeeper. And the Norwich crowd, a lot more belief, a lot more faith in their side than maybe would have been the case a month or so ago when they were really struggling. Just the 1 win under Philippe Clement so far. Clearly that's got to change soon, but the standard of the football, the cohesion and the comfort of the players is different to what we were seeing earlier on in the season. Comfortable in terms of knowing their jobs, and Wright knows his job here. He's found Fisher on the right hand side to Wright again. Now it's Forson who gets the cross in, but he's overhit it and it goes behind for a goal kick. He had 3 players in the box, he just tried to put his foot through it, and behind it goes. Again,
Jacob Wright instrumental in forward play. Great link-up play, passes out to Fisher, little 1-2 with Fisher, and then into Forson. Forson's got to do better with his cross there inside the box. Just whip it hard and low. You never know, it might get off a Southampton defender's leg and whatever but good play. But Jacob Wright's been instrumental in all good play, most all good play in Norwich's offensive third.
Be interesting to see what Norwich do in January. No, that's a long way off yet in terms of all the games to go, but do they go for another winger? Because when they do get the ball in those sort of positions, Forson's not a natural winger, and you don't necessarily get the quality in that you'd like. So I wonder whether that is a position they'll look to in January. We shall see. There's a lot of games between now and then. Players that are here now have got to get the job done until then for Norwich City, and they're giving a decent account of themselves here. 0-0 though with Southampton, who have had a penalty saved rather brilliantly by Vladan Kovacevic in the first half. Flynn Downs has just run the ball out of play. That'll be a throw in for Norwich City. Downs played for West Ham after 99 appearances for Ipswich, and Russell Martin bringing him to Southampton when he was the Southampton manager, having had him on loan at Swansea. Here's McLean. Jacob Wright, clever touch onto Schwartau, really good left hand side, and Wright continues his run, and Schwartau has played him in to the left edge of the penalty area. Wright's cross, McCarmer fighting for it. The ball arrived at his feet and he didn't realise. And Southampton, who had players back, they've been able to clear it away. There was a split second there where McCarmer had a chance, but it was hard because he was coming between 2 defenders. And he just didn't think the ball was going to arrive at his feet.
No, like I say, it was great ball in from Jacob right in the danger area. A bit more, again, a calmness and awareness of where he's at, Makama. And he's 5 yards out from the goal, but link-up play from Norwich again, very, very good.
Kasper Janda has beaten the challenge of Kenny McLean and Maatsen, and has found Cienza from deep, who's going to run at the Norwich team here. He's going to hit one from distance. Oh, he really caught that, but it went wide. There's a danger. Leo Cienza, he's won a penalty, he's hit the bar, and he fizzed that one wide as well.
He looks a decent player, you know what I mean? He's shown he's popping up on all areas of the pitch as well, and that went too far, past the far post. But going back to Norwich, I think they put up a good show in this first half, and like I said, I think Jacob Wright playing higher at the pitch. I've been really impressed with him and his quality when he's facing the Southampton's goal. He's got that ability to play the nicely weighted pass for Forson Swatu and Makama.
I'd like to see that Makama chance again. It's hard to call it a clear chance because he had two defenders with him, but there was probably about a quarter of a second where he had the goal at his mercy, but wasn't quite able to get his feet in order quick enough. And back Southampton have gone now to their goalkeeper Bazunu. Still 0-0. Bazunu launches it high. Darling wins a header, tumbles as he does so. Maatsen. He gives the ball away there, and it's broken for Armstrong, but Maatsen slides to recover, and with Fisher and McLean for help, Norwich have seen off what looked like it might be a difficult situation. Wright's in position again for Norwich City, beginning to find his range, and he's picked out Forson. Right corner of the penalty area, Forson. Waits for Wright to go on the overlap, but again, not for the first time in the last few minutes. Forson's distribution is not weighted correctly, and behind for a goal kick. Yeah, he does seem to be getting to grips with this number 10 role, doesn't he, Jacob Wright? Seems to be enjoying it.
And what he's doing now is what we said maybe earlier in the half as well. He's giving them passes and he's making strong runs in and beyond the Southampton back three, and he's causing them a problem. Again, like you said, Chris, that when you haven't got a winger playing in a winger's position, decisions that they make are probably not going to be the right ones a lot of the time. But listen, Forson's getting a lot of the ball out there, and when he does, he has to make sure his end product is better than what it's been in the last couple of minutes anyway.
Yeah, missed that glorious chance to win at Bramall Lane the other night, but he did score in the last home game. Norwich's one home win this season. He was central too. 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this half. 0-0 at Carrow Road. Rob Newman watching this one with us on BBC Radio Norfolk. Long ball forward from Southampton, dealt with by Callum Fisher. McLean just wanted a little bit more time than was available to him, and got the shout that Manning was hovering behind him, and the ball's gone back to Kovacevic, whose pass out. Darling and Crescene left to each other for a moment, but eventually one of them takes control of it, and it remains 0-0 at Carrow Road. And I think Norwich, providing they don't concede in the next couple of minutes, will be applauded off at half-time, because given the differing form of the two sides, you can see at times why Southampton are doing so well, but Norwich have lived with them, haven't they?
Most definitely. I think they've really put up a really, really good show.
It is 0-0. Here's Fisher on halfway. He's lost it there though against Cienza, but look at that. Pelle Maatsen barging him out of the way, fairly taking the ball, charging forward, getting tackled, and the ball's going to break for Southampton, but it will roll out of play for a throw into Norwich in their left-back position. And Pelle Maatsen, I mean, you could just argue he's got to grips with the Championship now, but the change of manager seems to have completely changed him as a player as well. He's just Mr. All Action in there.
Yeah, no,
now.
absolutely. And judging on this half's display, I mean, the tackles we've been put in, like I said, Southampton are not liking it, and that's credit to Maatsen really. And like I say, he's got that position. It's a really important position as well. Allows Kenny McLean to get forward, but you've got to have that still there, and he's certainly got that.
McLean goes down, and the free kick goes against him. Quite sure.
I think there was a handball in there somewhere.
I suppose that's the only thing I can imagine, because I'm not saying McLean was fouled. No, I think he went as he went down, but Janda certainly wasn't fouled. So it must be for a handball while he was on the ground. That's all I can imagine. That's a big moment, because it's going to be the last action of this first half, and it's 0-0, and it's going to be Southampton with the free kick on the right-hand side, only just inside the Norwich half. And Leo Cienza is standing over it, and he's just knocked it forward a couple of yards, and now a couple of yards more. Cienza is, under the guise of pulling his socks up, is just hotching the ball forward inch by inch here. Now he delivers the curling free kick into the penalty area, and the whistle's gone for a push and a free kick to Norwich City, and that should mean that we get into half-time goalless at Carrow Road. It does mean we get into half-time goalless at Carrow Road, and You can say what you like about the all-round performances of the two teams, but really the main reason this first half is goalless is the Norwich goalkeeper, Vladan Kovacevic. The big moment of the half, diving to his left to save Adam Armstrong's penalty after Cienza had been fouled by Darling in the penalty area. Kovacevic with that save, 0-0. I think it would have been harsh on Norwich if they'd gone in behind at half-time, although you'd say Southampton have had the better chances. And it was a terrific save that kept it at 0-0 in the first half. But I think we saw enough from Southampton to know that Norwich City are going to have to play really, really well in the second half. The levels cannot drop if they're to get anything out of this. No changes in personnel at half-time, by the looks of it, and so Norwich can attack the Barclay end with the same set of players that they had in the first half. And I'll give you the team lineups in a moment, but we're watching Southampton take the kick-off and take the game straight to Norwich. But there's Pelle Madsen breaking it up and putting it out for a throw-in to Southampton in red and white. Striped shirts, black shorts, white socks. They've got a throw in over on the far side, the right, which Ryan Fraser will take. Down to Azaz, who gives it back to Fraser. Poor pass. McCarma's got a chance to steal it for Norwich City. Does well. He's strong, and he's won a free kick. So that gives me a chance to tell you that Norwich still have Kovacevic in goal. Fisher, McConville, Darling and Crescenny the back four. Madsen and McLean in midfield, with Wright in the number 10 position. Forson on the right wing, Schwartau on the left, and McCarma up front. Southampton still have Bazunu in goal. Harwood, Bellis, Wood and Stevens, three centre-backs. Fraser on the right, Manning on the left, the wing-backs. Downs and Yander in the centre of midfield. Two dangerous number 10s in Azaz and the excellent Cienza. Armstrong up front. His penalty was saved by Kovacevic. It's 0-0, and here come Norwich attacking the Barclay end for the first time today, with Forson swinging the cross in from the right. Oh, it was towards McCarma, but it's been headed away. It will, though, fall for Ben Crescenny well forward on the left-hand side. Madsen has gone out there to help him. Madsen works it infield now to McLean. Quick pass into the box. Schwartau across towards Forson, shooting position. Oh, I think that might even have hit McCarma. It's come back to Forson, who has another go. This time drags it through the penalty area, and it's blocked and cleared by Southampton. McLean going in for a challenge, playing it while on the ground. They've set it up for Jacob Wright here on the edge of the box. A crowd of players to get through. He goes wide towards the right-hand side to work the angle, and he's on a corner there. It's set up for Wright. Perhaps he could have had a shot, Rob Newman, but there were so many players in front of him. He's ended up settling for a corner. Yeah, no, really good forward play there for Norwich. And again, Jacob Wright, instrumental. Great tackle from Kenny McLean to keep the ball and regurgitate the ball back into the Southampton box. And a really positive start from Norwich. Corner at the Barclay end. They scored 3 times at the Barclay end in the last game and they beat QPR. Can they get one now? Wright lining up the corner, raises his left arm to give a signal to his players. McConville up from the back. Darling will be in there as well. We'll see whether the deadlock can be broken from a set piece for Norwich City. Wright's delivery, corner towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Darling got his head to it. It was blocked. Cleared up in the air by Cienza. Madsen's trying to station himself underneath it. Helped on by McLean really nicely to give it to Wright. Curls the ball in from the right edge of the penalty area, and McCorma's turned it in! Norwich have the lead early in the second half. Terrific ball from Kenny McLean to lay it off to Jacob Wright. He fed it in nicely across the edge of the 6-yard box, and McCarma saw the opportunity, made sure he got there first, and dispatched it brilliantly. And the Barclay end's already seen a Norwich penalty save. Now they've seen a goal. Norwich 1, Southampton 0. Yeah, fantastic from Kenny McLean, feeding the ball out to Jacob Wright, who's put a fantastic ball in, danger into the area of uncertainty. What we saw from McCarma then was him being on the move, getting in front of the defender, a nice little deft touch. The pace was on the ball. All he had to do was just touch it and get it on target, and he's done that fantastically well. Keeper's left, no chance. Fantastic start from Norwich. Lovely ball across from Jacob Wright, teasing along the edge of the 6-yard box, and it was about who could react to it first. McCarma did. Big smile on his face as he celebrates his 5th goal for Norwich City, but credit to Kenny McLean as well. I'm not quite sure how he got that ball to Jacob Wright, but he just got something on a bouncing ball and levered it into Wright's path, didn't he? Well, there was a desire. There was the desire to win the ball, go up, and maybe 60-40 against him in a challenge, but he won it and got the ball out to Jacob Wright as well. Fantastic. McLean, though, this time has scuffed the clearance and given it to Cienza, and then McLean makes amends by bringing Cienza down, sends him spinning to the floor, waves his hands by way of an apology. Scotland against Brazil in there. I don't think Cienza's going to make the Brazilian World Cup squad, but that might be a battle that will be resumed next summer. That feels a long way off as we stand here shivering a little bit at Carrow Road. 1-0 to Norwich. They've got the lead against high-flying Southampton. You talked in the first half about McCarma needing to be calmer and sensing an opportunity. He was listening to you, Rob, because that's exactly what he was there.
And I think he was on the front foot as well. I mean, he wasn't on his heels as well, and that's what all good strikers do. But he knew the pace was on the board, just get his foot in front of the defender, get on target, it's a goal. Fantastic.
So Southampton now, with 6 wins in their last 7 matches under Tonda Eckhart, have a free kick, which Manning will take from deep. Floats it towards the Norwich penalty area, headed out by Pelle Madsen. Back to Ryan Manning on halfway. Schwartau tries to tackle him, but Manning's got the skills to hold him off and then plays it forward here towards Harwood Bellis. Darling is going to try and see this all behind for a goal kick, and he did well, strong enough. It was one of those ones where the ball, you weren't quite sure it had enough on it, but it did.
Did enough seen out for a goal kick as well. I think it's important now that Norwich don't go too gung-ho. They sit back, but don't sit back too much as well. Carry on doing what they're doing. And hopefully they can go on and get another goal.
Schwartau passes the ball to Kellen Fisher. He's not sitting back, he's bursting forward from fullback, and he's threaded it to right on the edge of the penalty area. Right sees Cresceni arriving on the left-hand side. Schwartau in the box. He plays it across, but too close to the goalkeeper. Well, you said Norwich not sitting back. Both fullbacks are involved in that attack.
And you want to see that. It was really good offensive play from Norwich. Poor cross from Schwartau. But up to then, it was really good interlinking play as well. It was a good start from Norwich in the second half.
Well, there's still a lot of work to do in this game, but as the ball goes back to the Southampton goalkeeper Bazunu and he clears his lines, but if Norwich could get a win here, it would be a bit of a landmark victory for Philippe Clement. McConville now steering the ball onto right. Here come Norwich again. Right, 20 yards from goal, hits a shot. It's deflected wide off Stevens, and that will be a Norwich corner. Tails are up now.
I mean, what you see in Jacob right now, he's relishing this. He's getting ball in areas of space, and like, you're wishing him to go and have a shot. He's had a shot, come off that's all he's got to do, have it on target. Corner, another corner from Norwich. But I've been really impressed with Jacob Wright today. I mean, he's picked up balls, a lot of balls in areas in that number 10 position, and he's not wasted too many of them. He's put some really good through balls in and crosses as well.
Only 20. He was in the team at the start of the season, then got that red card against Middlesbrough. He hadn't started another game until Tuesday night at Sheffield United, and he's kept his place tonight, and he's got an assist to give Norwich the lead. And now he's got an opportunity to take a corner from the right-hand side as Norwich look to extend their advantage against Southampton. Wright's corner delivered. Oh, it's headed away. Forson's going to put it back in the box, but it loops up and over the bar, and no harm done there from a Southampton point of view. But 1-0 to Norwich City, and you see Jacob Wright on this evidence, and I know it's no good poring over what's gone and what's happened before, but it's hard to imagine that he wasn't ever starting more games for Norwich City, or at least getting more minutes on the pitch, isn't it, on this form? Now Norwich with Fisher keeping Cienza pinned back inside his own half here. Cienza gives it to Stevens, who launches it clear for Southampton. McConville returns it up towards Pelle Madsen. Madsen skillful, knocks it over the head of Flynn Downs, then runs onto it. It's a dipping volley. Oh, it's straight at the keeper. If that had gone in for Pelle Madsen, you'd be talking about goal of the season. He flicked it over the defender and then volleyed it for about 25 yards.
You look at this lad as well. He's not only has he got the aggressive streak as a midfield player, he's also got the touch of a technique as well. But really good, and it shows the confidence is growing there. Like to do fantastically well, beat the player, and then have a volley from about 25 yards on target as well, which is all you ask him to do. Was really good.
Well, McCarmer, 5 goals now this season. Hasn't played up front all that often either, with Josh Sargent starting every league game before today. McCarmer given the chance today, and he's taken that opportunity, giving Norwich the lead. It's back with the Southampton goalkeeper, the Irishman Gavin Bazunu, only 23 years old, but already played over 90 games for Southampton. Here's Stevens, the captain. Southampton still around the edge of their own penalty area with Wood, and now Harwood Bellis. These Southampton 3 centre-backs do see a lot of the ball. Stevens again. On to Kasper Janda, German midfielder. Norwich now have chosen as the right time to push, or press I should say, and a push then by Forson on Janda, and a free kick to Southampton in their left back position. Sometimes, of course, you always want to be 1-0 up rather than 0-0, but sometimes it just does give you an extra element to think about, doesn't it, from a Norwich point of view, because you've now got something to defend.
Yeah, absolutely, but they're defending high up the pitch, and I think that's a really good thing about this. I mean, like as you said, Chris, the defenders are having a lot of the ball, but they're having a lot of the ball in their own penalty area, and it's really, really positive to see Norwich pressing high up the pitch.
Balls back with Bazunu again, Southampton goalkeeper. He's passing the ball out to his 3 centre-backs. I say out, it's still in their own penalty area. Now they do find Janda, midfielder, who's given it away to Pelle Madsen. And Madsen's got space to charge into, tries to roll it into the box and right, but it's been cleared away. Forson goes to try and win it. It's behind for a goal kick. Again, the difference in form between these two sides, Rob Newman. Southampton 6 wins out of 7. Norwich have won 5 out of 32 Championship games. That's the difference coming into this game. But it doesn't matter now.
No, it doesn't. And what you're seeing now is belief in Norwich City, and you're seeing that through the performances of the player, which is really, really good to see.
Fisher's header out of play, throw into Southampton, and Manning caught the ball as it bounced off the pitch, and then just made sure he trotted forward about 5 yards, maybe more than that. The referee sent him back. He takes the throw in. And Southampton, I'm sure they're not going to panic. There's still plenty of time left in this game, and they've been in such good form, and they're trying to get Adam Armstrong in the channel here. McConville has followed him across towards the Norwich left back position. Armstrong gives it to Fraser, and now Southampton begin to probe for the first time since they conceded that goal. Here's Stevens, the centre back, high up the pitch now for Southampton. Lays it off towards Ryan Manning on this left hand side, once a QPR, now Yanda. And the ball lands at the feet of Wood. And now it's Norwich's turn just to sit a little bit deeper and allow Southampton to have it a little higher up the pitch on halfway. Finazaz turns away from a couple of Norwich players, gets the pass away. McConville gets his foot to it, but it's fallen for Fraser on the right hand side. Norwich get the block in, and it goes behind for a Southampton corner. We saw there was enough in terms of warnings in that first half to suggest that 1-0 up is a great position for Norwich to be in, but there's an awful lot of hard work ahead. Absolutely,
and Norwich got behind the ball well there, and they're going to have to expect a response from Southampton. They've not long won 6 out of 7 from being a poor team, so good defensive, nice compactness there from Norwich, and now they have to defend this corner.
Ryan Manning to take, player who came to Southampton from Swansea following Russell Martin when he was the Saints manager. 10 minutes gone in the second half. He's looking to see if he can inspire an equaliser from this corner. Curl towards the 6-yard box. Howard Bellis was up. McCarma's headed it away, but Southampton put it back in the box. Now Forson goes diving in to clear the ball away from the edge of his own box. And Cienza is beaten to it by Jacob Wright. Or Fisher tries to play it forward, but Cienza's block, and it's still deep inside the Norwich half. McCarma misses the challenge. Shot comes in from distance. Oh, that's a brilliant equaliser for Southampton. Norwich just couldn't get control of the ball deep inside their own half. And the shot has been unleashed from distance by Manning, and it's bounced beyond Kovacevic and into the goal. There was a Norwich player down injured on the edge of the box during that. That's a Manquil Forson. But Southampton have hit back with a really good goal from distance. I think there'll be some disappointment that Norwich hadn't dealt with the ball before it got to Manning, but it's Norwich 1, Southampton 1.
No, there was a bit of head tennis in the goal. Obviously Forson's down. Southampton are well within their right to keep the ball in the pitch and whatever. I'm just going to watch on the goal now. As much as we've praised the goalkeeper, I'm hoping it's far enough away from him. It looks as though it's gone through his hands.
It comes through a crowd of players, doesn't it? I would imagine he
great
saw
strike.
It late.
It was a really good strike, snapshot.
It's hit very powerfully from Manning through a crowd of players. It's just where the McCarma actually gets to the ball there ahead of Manning. Isn't quite strong enough, and it's whipped into the corner.
It was with pace, just curling away from the keeper as well. You'd like to say McCarma has to do a bit better there to try and win the ball. Great strike, bottom of the corner.
A really good goal from Ryan Manning, and Norwich are going to respond by making a couple of changes. But I think Forson might come off. He was down injured while that goal was being scored because he was involved. Was he fouled in the? I don't think so. He cleared the ball from Fraser and then stayed down injured. Maybe Fraser did catch him, I don't think there's any question that goal should have been disallowed. Put it this way, if there was VAR in the Championship, I think that goal still stands. But Norwich are getting Jose Cordoba, and Emi Marconde is ready to come on. But that's a bit of a blow for Norwich because they got themselves in front and they led for 9 minutes. But it's Ryan Manning who's managed to hit a dipping shot into the net. Once scored against Norwich for QPR, and now he scored against Norwich for Southampton as well. All square, 1-1. Darling coming forward, dribbling it along the left wing and losing possession. And Southampton think there might be a gap up the field here, and it could be for Armstrong. He's in behind the defence. Kovacevic off his line, collides with Armstrong, who goes wide, and the ball is then picked up by Kellen Fisher. Norwich are down to 10 at the moment. They want to get Forson back on. Norwich have got to keep their heads. They've worked so hard in this game that blow of conceding an equaliser, it can't knock them off their stride.
No, absolutely, and there's no reason to do that. They've got to have the belief that they can win this game, and I think what they've shown so far in the second half, they can win this game. Like I say, the goals come out of the blue a bit, but they've just got to regroup a bit and carry on doing what they set out doing at the start of the half.
Here's Leo Cienza. Southampton taking confidence from that goal. Schwartau does well to get the tackle in. Heavy touch from McConville though allows Yanda to pick the ball up on the left-hand side. Southampton now camped inside the Norwich half. It's Cienza. Good tackle this time from McLean. Comes back towards the halfway line. Southampton in possession. Those two Norwich subs have put their training bibs back on because the ball hasn't gone out of play, so they can't come on. But we are going to see a double change from Philippe Clement in a moment, with the game now locked at 1-1. Whether McCarmer might have helped his team a bit more defensively in the build-up to the goal. He seemed initially to get to the ball first before it fell to Manning, 25 yards out, but Manning just had enough to ease him out of the way and score the goal. And now a high ball from McConville to deal with, which he does well. Fascinating to see where Cordoba plays, because a centre-back that Norwich are going to bring on. Here's Fartal in the centre circle, coming forward, going past Downs and going past Yanda and getting fouled. Referee's played advantage though, because it's gone to right, and he finds Crescenny on the left-hand side. Forson's made a run into the penalty area to the left of goal. Forson will win a corner there for Norwich City. I wonder whether are we going to see a change of system here for Norwich?
I don't know. Maybe Crescenny's not played a lot of minutes before today. He's been out for quite a long time. Whether 60 minutes was on the radar for him today. Cordoba come on as a left back.
Well, Cordoba has played at left back once this season. Really struggled against Wrexham.
Wow.
But they do have Fisher who can play there. They have McConville who can play at full back. So it will be interesting to see what Philippe Clement does. But those two players have been sent to do another warm-up because they're not going to make a change now. Norwich have a corner on the hour. 1-1 at Carrow Road. Wright is going to take it with his right foot from the left-hand side. He'll swing it into the penalty area. Southampton have headed it away as far as Forson on the edge of the box. Steers it back towards the area. McLean then to Matson. Matson has managed to feed it out to Wright. On the left, low cross. Chance in the penalty area for Crescenny. Doesn't quite fall for him. It's scrambled away to Kellen Fisher now. 30 yards from goal. Fisher aiming a high looping ball out to Jacob Wright once again. Wright this time puts a cross into the penalty area early. Darling's up with the header. McCarmer's in, and he's got his second goal! Norwich kept the pressure on from the set piece. It was sent into the penalty area by Wright. Darling headed it into the 6-yard box. And once again, McCarmer reacted quicker than anybody else. And he's put Norwich in front for the second time. Norwich 2, Southampton 1.
I've said his name so many times today. Jacob Wright's put a fantastic left-footed cross low into the box, which Norwich should have done better. It was cleared. He's hit a right-footed cross. Great challenge from Harry Darling at the far post. Put the ball back into the danger area. McCarmer's reacted quicker than anyone else and just bundled it over. Yeah,
just
fantastic. Nothing wrong with that.
Didn't he? You look at some of the goals McCarmer's got for Norwich this season. They're never that far out.
No.
But he's doing the job brilliantly. That was about 4 yards. I don't even know what bit of McCarmer's body it went in off.
No, well, I think it could be his hand.
Don't draw attention to that.
Don't worry about that.
He went.
We're looking closely now.
We're watching it again. Harry Darling.
Great header from Harry Darling.
Heads it down, and then it bounces up.
Yep.
Was it his hand? Do you think that went off his hand?
It looks like it went off his hand, yeah.
Okay.
But listen, we didn't see that. We're not going to say any more about it.
Once again, there's no VAR in the Championship,
and we'll take it.
Now, what's happened here? The referees found reason to give Southampton a free kick.
I think it's one of them ones when they put it back. All the Norwich players tried to stop the running forward players from Southampton, but no, a really good response from Norwich. It could have crumbled a bit, but again, Jacob Wright's put two fantastic crosses in with his left foot, right foot. Great challenge from Harry Darling, and like I say, McCarmer's in there.
Do you know what? I think you're right. I've just seen it again. He goes for it with his right foot, completely misses it with his right foot, and as it bounces up, it hits his left wrist.
Maybe these things of Norwich have missed this season as well. So listen, we'll take it. McCarmer's got 2 goals to his name, and credit to him. And we maybe criticised him a bit for the Southampton's goal not being strong enough in the challenge, but he certainly repaid that as well with the second goal of the game.
Changes being made by Southampton. They've taken off Yanda and Fraser, and they've brought on Bragg. I think they might have brought on Wellington as well. I'll confirm that for you in a moment. The Brazilian Wellington. Looks like he's lining up on the far side. Southampton taking the free kick from deep into the penalty area. McLean heads it away. Comes to Bragg, the young substitute who's just come on, replacing Yanda. Cienza from deep, the Brazilian. Running towards the edge of the Norwich box, clipping the ball into the danger zone, headed away, comes to McCarmer, who plays it up the field, and Norwich are away, and it's a Mankler Forson over the halfway line. Now he missed the one-on-one the other day. What's he going to do this time when he waits for support to arrive this time? Gives it to Crescenny to the right of goal, his cross! Oh, it's right across the face of goal! And Wright was sliding in on it and couldn't get there, and it's behind for a goal kick. A scintillating counter-attack from Norwich City. I mean, if they get a third goal here, the roof will come off the place, Rob Newman.
Absolutely, really good play. Southampton have pushed all their men forward. Forson maybe lacking that bit of pace to get away from the 3 defenders, but fair play to Forson. He didn't panic, kept control of the ball, wait for Crescenny to come up. A fantastic ball across the ball, and I think it was Jacob Wright at the far post. Unlucky just not getting the foot on the ball. Good play.
Yeah, McCarmer in there for what would be a hat-trick now, a second-half hat-trick for McCarmer. That's something that I don't think Sargent has ever scored a hat-trick for Norwich City. But McCarmer's got an opportunity now. And he's perhaps a touch of fortune about the second one, which we think may well have gone in off his hand from close range. But he was, as a striker, you've got to be there in the right place, and you've just got to get something on it, haven't you? And,
absolutely.
And then it's up to the officials to decide.
Yep.
He didn't. It wasn't a Maradona situation. He didn't put his hand, it hit his hand more than anything else. Cienza holding off Maatsen this time for Southampton. Here's Finn Azaz from 20 yards. Finds Armstrong in the penalty area, who's offside. He tackled anyway. Tight, but the flag does go up. Now Norwich have been, I think Cordoba and Marcondes have been waiting to come on for ages. You're right about it being Crescenni coming off for Cordoba. Rob, this will be interesting to see whether Norwich do reorganise here defensively. But Ben Crescenni has done well and he's returned to the starting lineup. He's got through a lot of hard work there. And he is going to be replaced. And it's just the effort that Crescenni has put into it today is being well received. And the other player coming off is Jacob Wright. Well, he's not played a lot of football this season, Jacob Wright, but he's made an impact on this game. An assist for the first goal, and it was his cross into the penalty area that was headed down by Darling for the second goal. I think Jacob Wright is proving why a lot of Norwich fans feel he should have played more this season.
Yeah, no, absolutely. On his performance today, I think he's been the standout player in Norwich's team today, and surprised that he's been taken off this early in the game, but fully justifies the standing ovation from the fans. I think he's been outstanding today.
Emi Marcondes replaces him. Wright hasn't played a lot of football this season because he's been suspended. He's been on the bench for most games. Maybe a bit of fresh legs needed. McConville a bit hesitant there. The ball's played up towards the edge of the box for Southampton. Here's Cienza, tackled by Fisher. We'll get a look in a moment about how Norwich have organised defensively, but they've played it up to McCarmer here, who's by himself, holds onto the ball, goes past one challenge, then a second. This is scintillating from McCarmer. He's into the penalty area, lays it off to Marcondes with a chance for Norwich for a third goal, and it's there! But I don't think it's going to count. Foul. There was a foul in the build-up from McCarmer as he carried the ball into the box. There was pushing and shoving to get it through to Marcondes. He scored, but the whistle had already gone.
Didn't see that, Chris.
Philippe Clement is not happy. He's really not happy over on the far side, but well, Norwich have perhaps had a bit of a stroke of luck for the previous goal, and now Southampton have given it away to Forson, but he can't get past Cameron Bragg, the young midfielder who's just come on. Was there a foul, Bart? You've just seen it again.
No.
Should that goal have been allowed?
Absolutely.
I wasn't watching the replay.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, Norwich may have got a touch of fortune with the ball going in off McCarmer's hand, but
no, it was really, really good, strong play from McCarmer there.
Great run from McCarmer. Marcondes, his first touch was to put the ball into the net, but it didn't count. But yeah, whether that was a foul or not, I didn't get a chance to see it again. Here comes Finn Azaz for Southampton. Cracking game this now. Does look as if Cordoba has gone to left back, and that's the side of the pitch that Southampton are attacking, and it's a throw in as Norwich clear it away. Yeah, Cordoba at left back, which is interesting because he's played there once this season against Wrexham and it didn't go well. But he's back in the team and Norwich need fresh legs in that position. He's got to go and do a job for the team. Here comes Southampton. Stevens, 25 yards out, holds off Maatsen. McLean comes to help, gets the foot in, but it's gone to the Brazilian Wellington on the right-hand side. Azaz blocked by Cordoba, doing the job well defensively there. Schwartau trying to bring the ball away from defence, but loses it. Pressure could be on now for Southampton, are looking for their second equaliser of this second half. Still a quarter of the game to go. Norwich 2, Southampton 1. It's been a cracking second half. Here's Cienza on the left-hand side. Goes past Forson. Oh, he's still going, Cienza. Edge of the penalty area. Great tackle from Kenny McLean. It breaks to McCarmer. McCarmer holding on to possession well. Plays it up now towards Marcondes on halfway, but too many players around Marcondes. He's left the foot in there on Stevens. The referee's happy for play to continue. Southampton are playing on. They've got possession. Here's Downs for Southampton. To the left-hand side, and Manning, his cross, dealt with by Norwich City. Comes to Pelle Maatsen, played up again towards McCarmer, but he can't hold on to it. Flynn Downs gets the pass away to Azaz. McLean makes a challenge. Southampton now have got it back deep inside the Norwich half with Wellington on the right-hand side. Plays it beyond Cordoba, who recovers well. On as a substitute, first appearance for the first team since the East Anglian derby in October. For Cordoba, and he's got a free kick there.
That's a South American, that is a ploy. That is, I'll slow down until I get pushed in the back.
Yeah, you say South American. Grant Hanley used to be quite good at it as well. Ball cleared away by Norwich, but they're just struggling to make it stick at the moment. I wonder whether Philippe Clement might need to make another change here, because it's just coming back a bit too easily now for Norwich as they protect this 2-1 lead. Here's Wellington on the right-hand side. He's got support from Bragg, the young substitute. Norwich have everyone back behind the ball now, and Southampton are camped inside their half. Norwich leading 2-1 with those 2 goals from Jovan Makama. Here's Manning on the left-hand side to Downs. Quick exchange of passes. Ends with Wood in a central position 30 yards out. Now it's work towards Wellington, the substitute on the right wing for Southampton. Back it comes now for Stevens to play it inside. McLean, brilliant in the challenge there. Was he fouled? No, he wasn't. He's not happy, but the referee's allowing Southampton to continue, having picked the ball up with Harwood-Bellis. Forward to Wellington on the right-hand side. Harwood-Bellis again. Infield to the young Scottish player Bragg. Now Stevens will find Cienza on the left-hand side. Manning outside him, tight to the touchline for Southampton, who are passing the ball around inside the Norwich half here in search of an equaliser. 2-1 Norwich lead. Norwich now pressing, and the ball is hoisted over the top of Wellington's head and out of play, throw into Norwich.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the fans do moan a bit, saying that, listen, we need to push on them, but Norwich did really well. Kept compact, kept pushing them inch by inch further on up the pitch and whatever like, and it culminated in Southampton giving the ball away. But it was really good defensive play from Norwich and looked really compact.
There was a little bit of a tired effort from Makama a moment ago to hold the ball up.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure how much he's got left in the tank
now.
Absolutely. And when I was talking about more substitutions a minute ago, that wasn't because anyone was playing badly. I just think it's taken a lot out of the Norwich players to get to this point. 2-1 they lead, with still 20 minutes to play at Carrow Road on BBC Radio Norfolk. Canary Call coming up after the game. Kellen Fisher slides in and makes the challenge. Great. Here's Maatsen. Norwich have got a chance here. Marcondes brings it forward. Tries to play that one into the box. It's easy for the keeper to come and get. I think Marcondes took that one away from Schwartau, because Schwartau had made a sprint into the box. I think that's who Maatsen was looking for with the pass. But Marcondes picked it up instead and didn't make the best use of it. 2-1 to Norwich on BBC Radio Norfolk. Canary Call with Rob Newman and Rob Butler coming up at full time. Do our best to bring a reaction as well from the Norwich camp. So much to talk about. And again, whatever happens from here, there's been enough in this game for Norwich fans to have renewed belief that they might be able to get out of the bottom 3. They are still going to be in the relegation zone going into next Saturday at Preston, whatever happens, but so much more about them now than there was in the early part of the season. Bragg sends the ball over to the right-hand side for Southampton. He's picked out Wellington. Azaz is with him. He crosses the ball into the box, headed down by McConville. Wanted to get it back to his keeper, but it's actually spilled out towards the Southampton left. Cienza gets onto it here for the Saints. Forson's challenge, throw into Southampton.
Again, decision making from McConville there, trying to edit back. Knew what he was trying to do, but if you're going to do that, you've got to get it right.
Yeah, ended up heading it into a slightly awkward area where the goalkeeper wasn't sure whether to come or not. Forson's won a challenge in his own right back position. Maatsen swings it up towards halfway. Makama, token effort to keep the ball in play and hold it up, but he looks like he's struggling a little bit now.
Yeah,
Makama, isn't he?
He's worked his socks off. His work has been fantastic as well. I think Schwartau's got a big role to play in these last 20 minutes as well, helping Cordoba as well. Not get too caught up the pitch, because Wellington's coming on. He looks a real threat.
Yeah, and they've asked him, Wellington the Brazilian, to just stand on the touchline, and he's got the ball now. And Cordoba now goes across the deal with him, but Wellington's got the pass away. 2-1 to Norwich. Southampton with a long diagonal ball forward. Fisher should have this under control and just cushions the ball back to his goalkeeper Vladan Kovacevic, who you might not know this, he worked with us in the first half. Vladan Kovacevic saved a penalty in the first half. Fisher now plays the ball forward beyond the reach of Schwartau, and it's out of play for a throw in. Remember, Norwich, or Southampton rather, have won 6 out of 7 since Tonda Eckhart took over as caretaker manager, and then they sort of had to give him the job really after that run, and he's now the permanent Southampton head coach, and understandably that they've looked a good side at times.
No,
today.
Absolutely. I think they've shown enough today in today's performance that they're not too far away from the playoffs, and the performance today, I think, is testament that they are going in the right way in the division. But what it also does is say that Norwich can compete with one of the better sides in the division as well, and it gives them belief as going forward as well.
I think we might see a bit of an attacking change now from Southampton, because they're taking off Stevens, one of the back 3, and on is coming Jay Robinson, the 18-year-old, being an under-19 international, a couple of goals already this season. He's certainly not a centre-back. It looks as if, actually, interestingly, Wellington, who you were talking about being the right winger, has now come to play as in the back line, isn't he, for now?
Gone from right wing to left side,
yeah.
or left back.
That's an interesting one. And he's got the ball deep in his own half here, and he's got it away to Manning, the Southampton goal scorer, Ryan Manning, up towards the halfway line. Cienza available outside him. Here he is, and Manning's continued the run, and he's in a good position here to cross into the Norwich box. Fisher closes him down though, does well to prevent the cross from coming in initially, but Manning's still got it. Forson gets the challenge in, corner given. It is a corner. Did well there, Fisher. That's the fullback's job. Just whatever you do, make sure the cross doesn't
absolutely,
come in.
and I think and Forson does fantastically well as well to get back and make it a 2v1 situation to make sure the cross doesn't come in. But now Norwich have to get concentration and defend this corner coming in.
Corner which Manning will take. They've still got Wood on there. They've got Harwood Bellis, who's a threat from these sort of situations. Robinson, who's come on, is standing close to the goalkeeper Kovacevic. But now we're ready with Manning's corner for Southampton. 15 minutes to go, 2-1 to Norwich. There's Manning's corner, headed away by Fisher from the near post, but picked up by Southampton. And Cienza on the left-hand side. Forson goes to make the challenge. Laid off instead to Manning, who's got the crossing opportunity. Whips it in, loops up in the air, and the goalkeeper Kovacevic does well. I think Forson might have got a touch on that and taken the sting out of the cross.
Yeah, no, that's what you were looking for, and that's what we want to see from Svarto on the other side as well. I think Forson worked really hard today, not only in offensive areas, but going back and helping Fisher as well.
Cordoba plays the ball back to his goalkeeper. Kovacevic rushes the ball up towards the halfway. McLean is in the right place to stop Southampton from coming back forward with it too quickly. Now Maatsen holding off Finazaz, doing well. Pelle Maatsen for Norwich City. It's his 14th appearance for the club today. He's only been involved in one win, but he's playing so well again today, and he's putting himself about here. But Southampton have possession with Cameron Bragg, the substitute. Plays the ball towards the edge of the Norwich box. Cienza in the D. Can he get away? He's gone down rather dramatically. There was never a foul there. It's not being given. Referee's not buying it. Norwich have cleared the way to Svartau, who's knocked it over his man. It's got a flick, and it will be a Norwich throw in. A bit naughty that from Cienza. I mean, he's won a
South American. That's right.
He won a penalty for his team in the first half, which was the right decision. But that one, look, there's no. He should probably be booked.
Should be booked.
Because there was no contact.
Blatant.
And
no, blatant.
He goes to the ground. Cienza. He's very lucky that the referee didn't see that was worthy of a yellow card. I don't think we had a yellow card yet in the game, have we? Bit of Christmas spirit for the referee, James.
Harry Darling was booked.
Was he
booked? Penalty? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Marcondes goes to battle for the ball. Comes to Marcondes and goes out of play, and it will be a throw in to Norwich City. Actually, the only booking showing up on the official list here is that I've just looked at one of the official charts. Is showing a booking for McConville, so I'm not quite sure.
We're getting wrong information.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. But either way, I mean, I thought Darling probably was, but I thought there was a yellow card in the aftermath of the penalty, but it's not on the stats I'm looking at. It's not been put next to Darling's name, so we'll just have. Either way, he's got to be careful. And it is 2-1 to Norwich City with 13 minutes to go. Here's Wellington now playing on the left-hand side of the Southampton defence, having come on as a right winger. Here's Cienza. Norwich has got to keep tight reins on him as the game continues, if they're going to win this game. Good block tackle from McLean. Norwich have got it back inside their own half. Here's Fisher. On to Marcondes. Played forward then by Maatsen. He's found Forson on halfway. Forson going forward, gives the ball away. Norwich have got to use the ball better than that. That's a bad mistake. Manning on the left-hand side for Southampton. On to Cienza. Skips in from the left wing. Cienza with purpose. Helps it towards Robinson on the far side. The youngster heads it down into the path of Harwood Bellis. Harwood Bellis back to Finn Downs. Challenge from Marcondes. Foul given. As soon as Forson gave the ball away, Clement came off the bench and started to tell people to get ready. Let's come on. Yeah. The Norwich City Twitter account, get this, says in the aftermath of the penalty, McConville was booked for Darling's challenge. So your guess is as good as mine about which of the Norwich centre-backs has a yellow card and who doesn't. We'll have to clear that up for you.
You see too much Christmas cheer.
Yeah, I think so. But unless McConville said something, of course, in the aftermath.
Maybe.
I didn't think Darling was booked initially. Maybe there were some complaints afterwards. We'll have to clear that one up later. But Kvistgaren's getting ready to come on for Norwich. But they've got a free kick to defend. Cienza puts it in the box. Makama heads it away. It's fallen for Manning now on the edge of the box. He scored one already. That one's off target. 2-1 to Norwich. Really big 11 minutes ahead. Matthias Quiscoren's going to come on. Is he? No, it's not Quiscoren. It is Tony Springett, actually, who's ready on that far side. And it is Amankwa Forson. He gave the ball away a moment ago, and straight away there was some movement over on the far side. And Tony Springett is going to come on, replacing Amankwa Forson for the last 10 minutes.
He's put a good shift in today, Forson. I think technically in the final third his end product could have been better, but I think what I'd be recognised today was his efforts going back and helping Fisher, making 2v1 situations as well, and also not only doing that, he had the effort to get up front as well. But I think it's a really good effort today.
We talked about the versatility of Wellington for Southampton. Well, Tony Springett has started the last 2 Norwich games at left back. Now he's the right winger, which is closer to his natural home on a football pitch. He's been doing a job for Norwich at left back in recent games. They're winning this one 2-1 against Southampton, and here is Springett straight away. Managed to chest the ball back in the direction of Kenny McLean. Sort of pass that McLean pulled off in the build-up to Norwich's opener. Cordoba, left-hand side for Norwich. Ooh, gets tackled but manages to recover and play it inside to Pelle Madsen. Madsen picks out a good pass forward there towards Marcondes. Marcondes with too much on it though. Makama had made the run in front of him. And it goes through for the goalkeeper. 10 minutes to go. Norwich City 2, Southampton 1 on BBC Radio Norfolk. And it's with Southampton deep inside their own half at the moment. Their own penalty area, in fact, with Wood, Nathan Wood, the defender. He's got it back again. Norwich are pressing as the ball goes back to Bazunu in the goal. He clears upfield. Carrow Road is tense on this early Saturday afternoon. Great header forward from Harry Darling. Laid off there towards Downs, though, for Southampton. They've got it deep inside their own half. Schwartau tries to make a challenge, but Robinson has wriggled away from him and found Cameron Bragg. And Bragg knocks it into the feet of Cienza. McLean makes the challenge, wins the ball in the centre circle. Might spark a Norwich attack here with Emi Marcondes. Springett on as a substitute. Running into the Southampton penalty area here. Tony Springett to the right of goal, plays it across. Mice it up for Marcondes. It's blocked inside the penalty area. Fisher sees the chance to seize it on the edge of the box. Southampton have scrambled it away again, and Springett can't quite keep the attack going. Still 2-1 to Norwich.
Yeah, good positive play from Springett then. To be fair, really drove into the box, put a really dangerous cross in, and fortunately for Southampton and unfortunate for Norwich, it never went to a Norwich player, but good play for Tony Springett there.
9 minutes to go. Norwich City 2, Southampton 1. The Barclay just lifting its voice, and the rest of Carrow Road joining in as well. Sensing that their team just needs a bit of help to get over the line here for what would be a pretty remarkable 3 points, really, when you consider that the differing form of the two sides coming into this game. But there's still a long time left in the game. Norwich 2-1 up. The ball's played back to the Southampton goalkeeper, Bazunu, who has to just trot out towards the right edge of his penalty area to make sure he gets it. And here's Wellington, the Brazilian, up towards the halfway line, and Cienza. He really started the game well, Cienza, but since then Norwich have done a little bit better in terms of keeping under. I
think that's what we need to do. We need to hear the noise from the crowd, because the energy levels that they put in today at Norwich have been top level, and I think if the fans could play their part in the last 10 to just give them that energy boost for the last 10 minutes or so of this game.
Really good from McLean to see a chance to get his foot on the ball and win it for Norwich City. And now Cordoba feeds Schwartau on the left-hand side. Schwartau's still got energy to take on Robinson and go down. No foul. Southampton bring it away from their right-back position. They've got another couple of Southampton subs ready to come on as Thunder Eckhart looks to keep his impressive run going. He only lost one game. That was at Millwall as the Southampton head coach. 2-1 to Norwich City. Here comes Southampton though with Cienza, clipping the ball over the top of the Norwich defence, looking for Armstrong. It's got too much on it. Through to Kovacevic. We said, didn't we, when he made that penalty save, how crucial would it be in the final telling of things, and pretty crucial by the looks of it. But McLean now deep inside his own half, edge of his own penalty area, when he gets the pass away to Harry Darling. Darling plays it upfield. Marcondes has taken up a good position here in the centre circle, and he's dragged down by Flynn Downs. Now, there's no doubt about this yellow card. Which player's going to get that? Because Flynn Downs dragged Marcondes to the floor. There was one yellow card shown in the first half to a Norwich defender, although there's a bit of confusion about which one it was. But Downs has definitely got the booking there, and rightly so. Just a question of whether Marcondes might have played that ball out to Springett earlier, but
absolutely.
Look, Norwich are 2-1 up. They don't necessarily need to force
No, they
the
don't want to
issue.
chase the games, but situations like that, when Southampton have got players forward and whatever, like one pass out to Springett, it's a 1v1 heading towards Norwich goal. But great passing from Harry Darling, a bit more. Kenny was calm when probably 20,000 people won. He had the ball, use his strength, pass it to Darling, pass into Macondes, and Norwich have a free kick on the halfway line now. Very important for the last 6 or so minutes that Norwich keep on pressing as well as he can, but some of them are running on fumes. I think McCarman looks pretty tired out there at the moment, but he's just got to realise that he's the main threat. 2 goals to his name, that should give him enough energy for the last 10 or so minutes, with added time included.
Yeah, double change made by Southampton. They brought on Oriol Romeo, who was released by Barcelona at the end of last season. Left Southampton originally in 2022, back at the club recently and on the pitch to try and help them back into this game. And they've also brought on Cameron Archer, who's scored at Carrow Road already this season in the League Cup. Cameron Archer, but that's one of only 2 goals he's got so far this season, but he's a proven championship scorer, isn't he? So no surprise to see him come on when Southampton need a goal. They've taken off Finn Azaz. Just looking to see who the other player who came off was. I was looking at the Norwich injury situation here, because Maconde has actually still not got up, has he, after that foul in the centre circle. So this is all going to add to the stoppage time at the end of the game.
But I think it's important that Norwich manage the final few minutes of the game and whatever.
Flynn Downs, who got booked a minute ago, was the other player to come off.
It just goes to show like the strength in Southampton squad. You've got 2 players here that's played in the Premier League, in the Spanish La Liga as well. To be fair, they're able to bring them on in the latter stages of the game. Romeo I know really well from his Spanish days and whatever. Like, I mean, really good player. Mobility is lacking, but he's got leadership on the pitch, and he's got that ability to deliver to passes. So, like I say, Norwich have looked a bit more open since the 2 substitutes. I think since Wright and Crescenti went off, but it's important that they remain as a group, defend as a group as well, and still put pressure onto onto Southampton's back line when they can.
Well, Maconde is being led away by the Norwich physio. Do you think he's going to come back on? He's going to be okay?
He's okay.
Yeah. One thing I did not get a chance to tell you with that flurry of action and substitutes, Tony Springett coming on. First appearance at Carrow Road since October 2023 for Tony Springett. And he's now on the right wing, trying to help Norwich see out 3 points, 3 big points against Southampton. 4 minutes to go. McLean plays the ball towards the corner from that free kick, headed away by Southampton. Archer, having just come on, did not hold that ball in play. He's doing an impression of somebody who did, but the assistant is not buying it, and Norwich have got a throw in over on the far side. What have we got? 4 minutes plus stoppage time. Sometimes you can get caught between a bit of a rock and a hard place here when you're 2-1 up. How do you handle the situation?
You need to kill the game. I think you just need to kill the game now. Keep sort of like, if you go down, stay down for a bit longer. Walk to the ball, don't run to the ball and whatever, like, and just keep the ball. Just keep it.
Or get a third goal.
Get a third goal.
Makama. I say that because Norwich are building an attack, but again, no great purpose about it until Cordobus plays it into the penalty area from deep. It's dealt with by Southampton. Matson trying to keep the move going. It's fallen for Archer. Beaten to it though by Cordoba. Svartau can't hold it in play. It will be a Southampton throw halfway inside their own half. A bit more movement over on the Norwich bench. They can make another couple of substitutions if they want, but they'd have to do them at the same time, because, a reminder, you can make 5 substitutions, but you only get 3 windows during the game in which to make them. So Norwich have got 1 more opportunity to make a change, and they could make 2 of them if they wanted to. It's with Wellington, the Southampton Brazilian, inside his own penalty area, plays it up towards the halfway line in Cienza. Canary call coming up after the game. Watch along, bbc.co.uk/Norfolk. Springett going in for the challenge and winning it for Norwich City. Marcondes with a bit of tissue shoved up one of his nostrils after that blow to the face he took a moment ago. Gets the ball back towards McLean. Lovely ball forward with the outside of the boot from McLean. He's released Marcondes, and no hurry about this from Marcondes. Moves the ball back in field to Kenny McLean. Springett on the edge of the penalty area, keeps the move going, but in doing so has given it back to Southampton. Crunching challenge from Callum Fisher on Cienza, and a yellow card coming out for the Norwich fullback. Just couldn't quite keep the ball moving there, could they? That was a little bit about what we were talking about, Rob, that they weren't quite sure there, were they, whether to keep the ball or take the game to Southampton. But
it was a good area, and I think when you do get the ball in those areas, you have to go and try and get that 3rd goal. But like I say, loose from Tony Springett there, giving the ball back. Strong challenge from Fisher there. Warranted a yellow card.
Yeah, and that is his 5th booking of the season, but we're past the cut-off point now. Harry Darling got caught out last Saturday with his 5th booking and a 1-match ban, but Fisher's safe from that. Well, Carrow Road is turning up the volume. 90 seconds to go of the 90 minutes, then stoppage time. It's Norwich 2, Southampton 1. Darling heads the ball up towards the halfway line. Robinson returns it for Southampton. McConville has sliced the ball straight to Tony Springett. Springett sets off for Norwich City. First appearance at Carrow Road for more than 2 years, and he's released Marcondes. Now can Norwich take the chance here? Marcondes goes for goal. Keeper spilt it. Makama's offside. He's missed what would have been a hat-trick from the rebound anyway, but the flag was up. But look at that from Tony Springett. Releasing Marcondes, and there's pats on the back for Springett now from McConville and Fisher. 2 years since he last played at Carrow Road. Looks a bit groggy here actually after that challenge.
We got the foul there. Maybe Norwich would have been better than the foul, but Marcondes did well. Cuts inside there, tries to drag it on down to the near post.
Look at the space Schwartau was in that attack. And I know it's all very well looking at the replay of. He's got to probably aim for the far corner rather than the middle of the goal there. 30 seconds to go. Plus stoppage time. 2-1 Norwich lead. Jovan Makama's second half double. A penalty save in the first half from Vladan Kovacevic. Everyone's played their part for Norwich City. The crowd now playing its part, doing its bit. Here's Ryan Manning, the Southampton goal scorer. Plays it upfield. Maatsen will break the play up as he's done so often in recent games. Schwartau a little bit on his heels there though, needed to take control of the ball quicker. It's been picked up by Southampton and Robinson, but there's Maatsen again, blasting in with the challenge. Southampton still have it. McLean makes a challenge, that's going to be a foul, and a free kick to Southampton just inside the centre circle. This is a chance for it to go forward. 7 minutes of stoppage time.
Wow.
Oh, this is going to be agony for Norwich City supporters. 7 minutes of time added on. There's been a couple of spells of treatment. We've had
maybe
3 goals.
Seven's still a big number at this time.
It is. It's not what Norwich fans wanted to see, let's face it, but 7 minutes of stoppage time. Cienza with the free kick for Southampton. It'll go into the danger zone. McConville wins the header. It falls for Robinson. It's cleared away. Manning blasts one in from distance. There's an offside though.
Take it.
Norwich have a free kick and they'll take all the time they possibly can over it. And there is more movement over on the far side. Philippe Clement is just, you can see here, a steely glare, talking to a couple of the subs they're going to bring on.
I would say it's Kiskaren for Makama, and I would say Mundell Smith for Schwartau. That's my opinion.
I can understand. I wouldn't be too surprised. Those two players have played their part today. Looked
fantastic.
They
look tired now. They look tired now, and it's another few more seconds eaten up by making the subs as well.
And now Kovacevic is just looking over and saying, do you want to make the subs now or not? Which just gives him another 10 seconds or so before he does take the free kick. And it's in the Southampton half. Here's Cameron Archer for Southampton. Maatsen in with the challenge. Does brilliantly, Pelle Maatsen. Then just plays it into the channel. Has Schwartau got one last run in him to at least put Southampton under a bit of pressure? He didn't get to the ball. He was never going to really, but he just needed to ask the question. And it's thrown to Southampton in their right back position, which Taylor Harwood-Bellis will take. Down to Archer. Norwich with Romeo now in possession for Southampton. Norwich looking to try and keep Southampton pinned inside their own half. The ball's lifted towards the edge of the Southampton penalty area. Wellington helps it out towards the left wing. Manning still inside his own half, forward towards Wellington, and McLean comes in with a dramatic challenge. That at least forces Southampton back, but they've got possession. Diagonal pass from Manning. Cordoba's in the right place to head it away for Norwich City, and he's headed it down to Schwartau, who will just set off over the halfway line. Oh, and he's gone down under the challenge of Romeo, and that's a free kick, and that's really, really good from Oscar Schwartau just to buy his team a free kick there.
So all you have to do now is called managing the game. Just run into the space, slow down when a Southampton player's going, let him hit you, and then you get the foul. Really good to hear the fans behind as well, because like I said, they've run their socks off today, Norwich. I think they've worked really, really hard, and some of them are running on fumes now as well. So to get that energy for the last couple of minutes, you want to hear the crowd. And like I say, the plaudits for Makama, who is coming off now.
Well, just listen to this. A standing ovation for Jovan Makama as he goes off. Oscar Schwartau as well leaving the piece. Rob Newman's called the 2 substitutes, spot on. Brilliant from Makama today. They just showed a picture on the monitor of Josh Sargent with a big smile on his face.
Well, I think what you've got now is what we've said all along. You've got a substitute for Josh Sargent. You know, I mean, he's 21 years old. He's a baby. At times in the first half, you felt as if, did he really belong there as well? But the 2 goals will help him immensely, and he's gone off there. Hopefully, the guy just scored 2 goals to win the game.
Here's Mundell Smith, who came on for Schwartau. His first involvement is to be played in on the left-hand side. He's got Cordoba behind him. Cordoba's going to play it short eventually to Maatsen. Norwich is looking to keep possession, I think, inside the Southampton half. Cordoba, though, overstretching, has lost it. But Southampton put it out of play. Norwich get a throw in, and they'll take their time over this. We've had 3.5 minutes of the stoppage time. but there's been a double substitution in it. So
another 30 seconds.
I don't think the final whistle's going to go on 97 minutes here somehow. I think there's a lot more agony to get through yet. 2-1 to Norwich. Carrow Road is lifting its voice. It's turning up the volume. It's watching its team win a throw-in. High up the pitch on the left-hand side in front of the snake pit. Tonderecker hasn't lost as Southampton head coach. Well, he has won, sorry, I should say. Lost at Millwall. But he's won 6 out of 7. And now Norwich City have a throw-in. High up the pitch. Cordoba, left-hand side. Battling with Robinson, right by the corner flag. Cordoba's trying to hold it in the corner. And when it goes out of play, it's a Norwich throw. Jose Cordoba, he's missed the last couple of months, but he's back out there trying to see his team to victory. What a win this would be. Let's not count our chickens just yet. We can talk about it a lot on Canary Call afterwards, but this would be a fabulous win for Norwich City. 2-1 up, 2 goals from Makama. Now Marcondes holding on to the ball. Cleared by Southampton though, they've got it with Cameron Archer, but Norwich are so committed, they've won it back again. McLean just clips it forward. Quiscaran on as a substitute late in the game for Norwich. He's going to head for the corner flag. This is great. You've got substitutes coming on who want to make an impression but know what the team needs right now. And they're just keeping it inside the Southampton half. McLean along the left wing towards Pelle Matson. Matson to McLean, just delightfully clips one forward. Taylor Howard Bellis heads it out. It's another Norwich throw. They're managing this game so impressively.
Fantastic. What you got to do? I know the plaudits we give to Jacob Wright, but I think I've got to give credit to Matson and McLean. I think they've done fantastic.
Look at Philip Clement. Well. He's waving his arms. He's urging the crowd to just keep the noise up. Just see the team over the line here.
Just need energy. One thing, you're a player in the last couple of minutes, you hear these noise around Carrow Road, it gives you an unbelievable resolve and strength for the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Cleared away by Southampton, and this time it came off a Norwich player last. It'll be a Southampton throw in their right back position. We've got just 1 minute and 15 seconds of the 7 minutes of time added on that were added to go. Southampton will feel we might get one more chance to snatch a draw. Yellows is the chance at Carrow Road. The ball's gone long from Wellington for Southampton. Matson for Norwich City. McLean with an up and under, launches it forward. Headed by Wood at the back for Southampton. It comes to Manning on the left-hand side. Quiscaran goes to close it down. He's forced the error from Wellington. Marcondes has done well to find Tony Springett. Springett will just come forward on the right wing. Doesn't need to do anything drastic here. Springett, and he's... Oh, throw-in's gone against him. He got tackled. It must have come off him last. The assistant referee's right on the scene there. 30 seconds to go of the stoppage time. Was McLean pushed to ground there? It's not been given. Southampton launch it long. Cordoba needs to react to this because Robinson's breathing down his neck, but Cordoba is quick and he gets there first and he holds on to possession and he brings it into the Southampton half. He needs some help here, Cordoba. He's been tackled, it's gone out of play, and the decision goes Norwich's way, and Harry Darling punches the air. When the clock went up for 7 minutes, I think Norwich fans were really concerned, but so far they've seen it off without alarm, haven't they? They've managed it really well.
You mean your management, and that's a massive part of the game as well, knowing how to manage the game, and they've had a lot of play in their left-hand side there, and you eat up the minutes, but like I say, you just keep the ball away from your opponents, and they've done that really, really well in the last 7 minutes, and hopefully now it's done.
The 7 minutes have been played. Norwich on their way to what would be easily their best result of the season so far. They come up against the Southampton side who'd won 6 out of 7. We play on. Norwich have put the ball deep into the Southampton half. Mundell Smith heads it on. The Southampton defender shanks it up in the air. Springett nods it forward. Norwich got to compete for everything right until the end here. Still we play on. We've now had 40 seconds past the stoppage time. Oh, Norwich have won! That is their best result of the season so far! By a long, long way. They've beaten in-form Southampton. It is a terrific performance, a battling victory and a well-deserved 3 points. Norwich City with 2 goals from Jovan Makama and a penalty save in the first half from Vladan Kovacevic. It was a team effort and they've seen off Southampton. What a win for Philip Clement and Norwich City. He is now unbeaten at Carrow Road as the Norwich City head coach. And how the mood at this ground has turned. Norwich City have beaten Southampton 2-1.